This is Lore's part of the Evolution series by Native Instruments. It's a Kontakt library. It can run on the free Kontakt player as well as the full Kontakt. And it's all about ambient, soundscape, cinematic sounds, textures, and whatever in between. And they actually sampled 16 different instruments, and you can play them in 3 layers. But not only that, we actually have different articulations for each of the instruments, and you can layer up to 3 of them. So all in all, a lot of sounds that can play together. Let's dive into it. And if you have any questions or anything, just let me know in the comments or join the Discord server, the Plugin Academy, where we can chat about plugins and virtual instruments, and we can talk about anything music. And let's get started. So as you can see in the main page, we have the 3 layers. We have on this preset voice, cello, and double bass. But if we'll go inside, for example, the voice layer here, we have a choice of 16 instruments. Some of them are more classical, traditional. We have a clarinet, we have a sax, alto flute, and so on. But we also have medieval pipes, we have horse fiddle, and hurdy-gurdy, things like that. We have voice, of course. So there are a lot of things that you can do here when you're layering the different sounds. Now, when you're selecting any of those, for example, let's change the voice to go with soprano sax, you'll get that particular instrument presets. So we can, for example, go with a violin, and we'll see the violin presets. So let's double click on that one. And now we have, for the first layer, violin. I can solo that. But for each of those instruments, we have a lot of different articulations to choose from, and we can layer those together. So I'm going to double click that instrument, and now we can see the different articulations. So we have 3 slots. The first one is already with a preset. We have high-low motif. I can click the magnifying glass and get all the different articulations for that particular instrument. So we can browse, we can filter, of course, and let's try the drama tremolo, and let's have a listen. And we can layer more articulation. So let's try shorts. And another layer. Let's get something completely different. Let's go with circular bow fast. So for each of those articulation layers, we have its own control. So when I'm selecting the first one, the drama tremolo, we'll get volume, panning, pitch, attack, release. By the way, the panning here can be either panning or we have the stereo spread. And if we'll go into mapping, we can set the key ranges. So we can have whatever articulation to play in a certain key range. For example, I can just go and limit that. And we'll see that in the keyboard. If you're using complete control keyboards, you'll see the LEDs just match whatever you're selecting here. And on top of that, we also have motion, where we can set an LFO to the volume, pitch, or panning. And that goes for each of those articulation layers. So if you want to geek it out and do some sound design, that's where you go and do it. And you need to just turn it on. Of course, we can set the rate and depth and so on. So I'm going back to the main view now. Let's unsolo and close this. And now we have all 3 layers. Some other things that you can do in this main page is also set the distance, and all these instruments were recorded in different microphones, different positions. So when you're clicking on top of the that instrument and you going up, you get more of that mist that will be more kind of far away sound, and when you're going down you'll be a little bit more closer, and you can set the panning as well. So you can set this one to the left and the trumpet to the right, and you can set the distance. Now on the bottom here we have more controls. We have the mode wheel to sort of control the dynamics. And some of the presets will have expression. So if you have the expression pedal, that will work as well. Right, and we have reverb, noise, boost, which is sort of a smiley face EQ, boosting the lows and the highs and getting that sound a little bit more pronounced in the mix. And we have power, which is sort of a parallel compression. So we have the original sound with no or maybe little compression mixed together with the same sound but compressed. And we also have some more settings here, like the velocity curve, and you can just select between soft and going to the hardest, and you can set the sensitivity here, as well as smart voicing, which will manipulate the voices that are playing together. You can limit the number of voices to maybe save on CPU, and that's pretty much what we have on this page. But one of the most fun features of this instrument would be the dice up here on the top left. That's randomization. So let's close the settings and just let's try it out. So I'm going to click that dice and get something random. Right, so that's the idea behind the randomization. You always get something new, something that you didn't really expect. And now before we end this video, of course, again, if you have any questions or anything, just leave comments below this video. I'll be happy to answer. And you can join the Discord server, the Plugin Academy, where you can chat with me and other people from the community, just talk about plugins and virtual instruments. And what I also want to show you is just some of the other presets that we have. And if you're using the Complete Control software, which is free, you can just filter by bank. So there are 3 or 4 main banks. We have air, classical, hybrid, and tails. And if you select any of those, you still have more options for filtering. So for example, we can filter by vocal and just get those presets that are air category, vocals. And we can try another bank. So I'm gonna click this X here and go with classical. And again, we have a lot of presets to choose from. We can try the flutes. And let's try the brass. And we can even go brass and then filter for trumpet. So that will be any preset containing the trumpet. And let's go with the next bank. We have the hybrid. And we can try the next bank, which is Tales, and it's a more storytelling kind of presets. And that's pretty much it. That's the Loris, and I hope you enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.